Well, welcome to Homework Help. This is our weekly series to help you with the homework, and it may not be every week. It really depends on the nature of the homework that we have for this week. This week will be actually pretty quick because hopefully you find the homework pretty easy. Now, the first part of the homework, we have a couple of questions in there. Those are all general definition questions. I'm not going to help you with that. That you can find through the reading, not too difficult at all. What I am going to help you with is one of the problems that we have in the assignment, in the learning activity this week, and that is a problem, and that's what having to do with bond valuation. So let's take a look at that. We've got 11.1. Now, if you've watched the bond valuation lecture, this should be a piece of cake, and you should probably get this done in about 10 minutes, if even that. Now, let's take a look at some of the parameters of the question. I'll give you a few cues on how to set this up. So we've got the our basic information here. We have assume venture healthcare sold bonds that have a 10-year yield, 10-year maturity, a 12% coupon rate, and with annual payments, and a par value of 1,000. Now, do you remember how to calculate the payments? Okay, it's the par value times the coupon rate. So even you now know that the payment amount. Okay, pretty easy, and it's $1,000. So you don't even have to. You can do that. At least I can do that one in my head. All right, you know that's going to be 1,000 or 120. Maybe I should use a calculator. $120 is our coupon payment that we receive a check in the mail every year from the company. All right, so here's our question. Suppose 2 years after the bonds were issued, the required rate of return fell to 7%. What would be the bond's value? So just remember that required rate of return versus the coupon rate. And which is the most important one for your calculation, right? You want to use the required interest rate. That's what you're going to plug in into our handy dandy Arachnoid calculator. Again, you can find that URL way back in the first module when we did that lecture if you don't have the URL for the Arachnoid calculator. That's our financial calculator. Or you can use pretty much any financial calculator you want, but I think the free one we've been using on the web works pretty good. So remember, you've got the required rate of return. That's really the most important interest rate there. You also have a little other trick. Think about what are the remaining periods. I talk about that in the lectures, in both lectures, in the yield to maturity and in the bond valuation. How many periods are left? That's what you really want to look at with this question. And you also know the future value of the bond, right? Because that's going to be $1,000 at maturity. You know the future value, that's already set in stone. What you're trying to find is the present value. So I think you can pretty much shake out all of the inputs on there. You put that in your calculator and you're done. Same thing for B, but now the bond is operating under two different interest rates environments. In this one, the interest rate is below the coupon rate, and in question B, the interest rate is above the coupon rate. So remember those words, not necessary for this particular problem, but the discount and premium. In the case of question A, the bond is going to be selling at a premium, and in the case of question B, remember the little thumbs up, thumbs down, is going to be selling at a discount. So keep that in mind. And then with our last one, with C, all you're really doing is you're doing the same computations again, but you're changing this to 3 years instead of 2. So you run through each one of those real quickly. Again, should take you maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes to do this entire problem. So it should be actually pretty easy. But make sure if you are having any difficulty to go back to that lecture on bond valuation, and that should help out a great deal. All right, well, that concludes homework help for this week. Make sure that you are watching all the videos within the course news. I post a lot to the course news, so scroll all the way down. Make sure you're watching your weekend reviews, any updates that are in there. Make sure that you have all of that. And some of you will notice also that there is a extra credit assignment located in the course news, a Dropbox, I should say, for an extra credit assignment. And if you've watched the videos, you know exactly what that extra credit assignment is. So don't ask me because it's in the videos somewhere. You need to find out where it's at. All right, well, that concludes our homework help for this week, and best of luck on the assignment.